Hello, Theo here, and today's video I wanted to show you the painting process for a physical acrylic painting because I know I usually do digital stuff on here. This is the first one I've actually been able to film, unless you count the shoes, that doesn't really count. And I wanted to show you how I do those because I do have a bit of a different process. Also, this is the chapter cover for my second chapter of my comic Apprentice, which I'll admit, as of recording this, has been out for a month and a half, and by the time I post it, will probably be out for more like 2 months. But it's fine. We do everything not late, just fashionably on time on this channel. Anyway, so I started off this piece, as with most of my pieces, with a sketch in Procreate. It's much easier for me to test out colors without having to go through my nice art supplies. So I started with this, and I felt like I was pretty happy with it as a color key, so I moved on to doing the real thing. Once I removed my cat from the equation, I started sketching in the basic building blocks of my piece. I didn't sketch like all the details the way I would on a digital piece before I started because I would cover it in paint and then I'd have to redo it anyway. I started with this background gradient, which I really liked, but then I messed it up. I made the foreground elements with the fox and the gravestone way too big, and then I also messed up the trees because I didn't have the right brush. So I had to start over. I actually ended up using Sharpies for the trees and the fence, and I really like how it looks. And then I was able to start on the more detailed elements of the drawing. So some of you might recognize this fox. I mean, it is the fox from my comic, just in a different color scheme, but also I got the idea for this cover from this Tumblr post involving a fox sleeping on a gravestone. I thought it was very interesting, and it reminds me, hey, I have a fox in my comic, and also a lot of things to do with the Grim Reaper and death, so hey, that would be a pretty fitting chapter cover. The reason I'm doing all of these physically is because I want to have a physical proof that this exists, I guess. I've put hundreds of hours into Death's Apprentice at this point, but have like almost nothing in the physical world to prove that it is a thing. So I really like having these canvases with the chapter covers. I'm hoping to collect more as the time goes on, as I make more chapters, and then hopefully sell them at the end. They'd probably be a couple $100, but I might also make prints, so that would be cool, so more people could get them. I used a lot of purple and orange because that is the color of basically the colors of Death's Apprentice. I have to say, this fox is like my favorite character to draw in all of Death's Apprentice, although Phoenix is a close second. The fox is just so cute and fluffy and made of fun shapes and has fun gradients, but also isn't super complicated to draw, so it doesn't really annoy me if I have to draw her like 20 times in a row. Just overall, love her. I just love her. I added some marigolds because they are associated with the Day of the Dead and like things coming back to life, which you should read chapter 2 to find out why that's relevant. I used a silver Sharpie for the lettering on the gravestone and a fine liner black Sharpie to add the line art. I really like adding line art to these sorts of physical paintings because it makes it look more similar to my digital art style. I like it when there's not so much of a disparity between the two, and it's sometimes harder to tell which is which. Brings us to the end of our painting process. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe consider subscribing. I also animate. I do things. You know, it's a good time. Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of this video. And as always, please have a fantastic rest of your day.